Well, good morning, everyone. We are back in the studio with a fantastic guest today, Mr. Bryan Lewis. We're going to be talking about Cancun trips to curated luxury travel and everything in between. We were just getting like the lowdown on some of his wild Cuba travel. We have so much to talk about. 21 minutes is never enough.
No. So, especially not for a man with such a legendary travel experience as Bryan. So.
Yes, exactly. Personally, professionally, we're pumped to hear your stories.
Well, I'm not sure I can live up to the reputation there, but thank you for having me, and always nice to see you. It's been a long journey together here, so this is exciting.
I was just about to say, for context, I actually used to work for Bryan.
Some of my favorite Brittany stories are from that era.
Yes. Our Student City days back when I was helping sell spring break trips for you and you were running a spring break travel agency. Student City, for those of you who ever tuned in, we had, you know who I ran into recently? Johnny Bananas from MTV when we were at the NASCAR race.
No kidding. Wow.
Yeah, he came over, bought me a beer. We talked about RV spring break days. It was a good time.
That's my favorite mic drop. Like, Brittany used to live on an RV.
Yeah, it's true. And Bryan was the reason. So now we get to unpack all your stories. I feel like you have lived a lifetime of agency travel experience through your own and through now like moving through the phases of spring break travel, luxury Euro trips, now motorcycle travel as well. What's the craziest thing anybody has asked you? What kind of trip to curate for them?
It has been a journey, let me tell you. And I think the craziest, when I look back, the craziest request I've had in 25 years is we had just acquired Lemon Rock Motorcycle Tours. And we started working with this marketing agency. And the owner of it, we were going to Ireland to try to acclimate and just, get rooted in our new business. And we were going to go riding. The owner of this marketing agency said, hey, I'm going to join you and I'm going to bring my dad. This was like a week before we arrived. And
this sounds very familiar, Bryan.
Yeah. There's, we were already going. And then, was that you? I
think it was
actually
me.
You.
I actually did invite myself on that trip. And my dad. So we have ridden motorcycles in Ireland together. I can honestly say firsthand, one of the coolest experiences. So I get, somebody who just invited themselves on your travels. That's me. That's me.
And it was amazing. And I couldn't wait to say yes and make it work. And we had such a great time. And of course we loved your dad and I still talk to your dad. I don't know if you know that. The listeners probably don't, but I have a special fondness for your dad.
Your biggest fan. If you catch any Lemon Rock motorcycle tour Facebook posts, and you should, my dad is number one like and comment.
Ron is the engagement on those posts.
Truly.
I love it.
Yes,
for
truly.
Sure.
But I think, over your experience in curating travel, genuinely for families and people, there has to be so many just like amazing core memories and stories that you've been able to be a part of. Do any of those stand out to you? Do you have any like core memory trips that people have come back and said, this changed my life? Like this I will remember forever and ever.
There's a couple of things that, and to answer your first question, honestly, there was, and this kind of goes in with your this question as well.
Yeah.
When I first launched Tenon Tours and we were just getting our feet wet, we had launched in January of 2008. And I actually found this email last night because I was really interested to see when this email came. There's a guy, I'll never forget his name, Tommy Butler, called in the fall of 2008 and told me about a college football game that Notre Dame was playing Navy in Dublin in 2012. Now, I had just launched this new company offering trips to Ireland, and he wants to go 4 years from now. And I'm going, I don't know what to do here. I want you to go. He's like, we've got about 50 people. And I'm going, I don't even know how you found out about us, but absolutely, let's do this. And so we're racing around trying to, let's lock it in. I have no idea how to secure tickets or what this game is about. I'm researching. Nobody knows this. I'm working with Tourism Ireland. They're like, there's a college game. They used to play, they played the Shamrock Classic. It was called 1998, and it's coming back in 2012. but I had no idea what to do 4 years in advance for this game. Now you fast forward a couple of years and we start getting more and more requests. And in the end, we ended up sending 1,000 people to this college football game in Dublin, which was so reminiscent of our spring break days of how do we pull this off? So again, we had very little experience at the time when we had just launched in Ireland, let alone trying to do it in a huge event for 1,000 people with tailgate parties, mass transportation to and from the stadium. We had a short stay in Dublin and then extended tours throughout the country. And we did it. It was amazing to see everything come together in a way that, again, was kind of reminiscent of what we used to do down for spring break for thousands of kids. And what that did was actually launched us to the to qualify for the number one spot on the Inc. 500 as the fastest growing travel company that year in the U.S. So that was kind of the cool story that kind of launched Tenon into the stratosphere. And let me, use those skills that we had harnessed so many times in spring break. But beyond that, there's one memory that is certainly a core memory for me, and that is when I brought my mom and family to Ireland for the first time. And when she walked out of the hotel and she saw a bus with our logo on it, she broke into tears. And I thought
literally.
That's
and
incredible.
I'm going, you can send tens of thousands of people to different destinations all over the world, but it's not until you see your mom cry because she's so proud of you because your logo is on a bus that she's about to board. And it was just that was probably one of the best memories of.
Look at Christian.
Get this guy a tissue.
I'm so not okay right now.
Yeah.
That's I can only imagine what that must have felt like for you, having been through the trenches of building this business and getting to that point, and then being able to get the biggest payoff, like parental pride, like what a
That's
win.
It. Yeah. And that was, and it was probably the I think everybody wants their parents to be proud of them. And that was, she couldn't hide it. It was great. So
that was so cool. Yeah. At full circle. Yeah. The moment that you get that payoff of you can do things every day, right? And other people are applauding and enjoying and awards and magazine covers, and then the moment your mom sees it just the validation is so real.
Yeah, and you can stand on the top of mountains and go all over the world, but that 30-second moment means so much more.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Well, I feel like a lot has happened since then. You talk about 2008 travel, when a lot of people, it was very familiar to use an agency to curate a tour, especially for a Notre Dame game and you got a big group, right? And a lot has changed since then in the industry and technology. How have you continued to provide that same experience with so much change in the industry?
It's really interesting to look back on how we started and how it has evolved, because when we started, we always had the idea to do something different, right? When we entered the market, everybody's either doing a bus tour. You got on a big motor coach of 50 people and you went to the places that you either wanted to see or didn't want to see, and you had chicken, fish, or beef for dinner with people that you may not like.
Shots fired.
And so when we set out to do something a little bit different, it was either that or you went completely independent and you rented your own car and you were by yourself and you didn't need an agency.
Got lost.
And and you got lost, and sometimes that's kind of the part of the fun. But when since then, and when we entered, it was a very biased approach of doing. I wanted other people to travel like I traveled, right? And that was independent. That was doing the things that I wanted to do, and that was a lot of that was biased in my own travels to. We did to Europe before. I don't know if you remember when we. Kind of peaked at Student City, and I went to this executive development course through the company that acquired us.
Yes.
And we went to France, and there was like 30 of us that were, these up and coming executives.
I was so jealous of that trip, FYI.
it was a good one. And it really, that one landed because it was 30 people that were like-minded in the same room and traveling kind of the same way. And I saw the power in how, if you have a group of people, you're traveling the way that you want to travel, not the way that other people want you to travel, i.e. tour companies that have a rigid itinerary and repeat schedule. Now, you can have a better experience, and you can provide that personalized memory of doing the things that you want to do. How it's changed is everybody's getting into it, right? Yeah. It's kind of like, you look at spring break back in the day and then you look at when we launched our pub crawl in Boston. We were the very first, I'm going to go down a rabbit hole here. We were the very first St. Patty's Day themed pub crawl in Boston. And we started that in 2009. 4 years later, we're the world's biggest pub crawl with 4,000 people at the time. SantaCon has kicked our butt since.
That's so awesome.
5 years later, there were 12 St. Patty's Day pub crawls. So, our numbers obviously, but everybody gets into it. So now when we were I don't want to say we were pioneers of tailor-made travel back in 08 and 09, but we were on the cusp of, we were one of the first who really personalized every detail of your trip. And now everybody's doing it. So we have to continue to be different. How we've done that is we've continued to elevate the experience, and we introduced by your side service, our 24/7 concierge. We're providing experiences and tours and attractions that other people don't, and we're just really personalizing every aspect of it. Technology, AI, it's certainly affecting us because everybody can get an itinerary in seconds, but we embrace that. We say, send it to us, let us review and revise it and give it back to you in a way that actually works. So I think just staying ahead of everybody else is the way to do it, and looking at other opportunities like Lemon Rock,
Yeah. I love that you said, send us your ChatGPT itinerary. We'll look at it, because we need t-shirts. AI I just find myself saying this all the time now, right? AI can give you a good answer, but it can't give you the right answer. And to have an experience in travel, you're spending all this money, resources, time, commitment, memories, right? Especially if you're the quote unquote planner, you're on the hook to make sure everyone else is still having a good time. So you and your team are so integral to that experience of, you bring your team to these places, right? You're on the phone with someone who is helping curate this tour of somewhere they've actually been, they've actually eaten, they've actually experienced, which is, it's close enough to a friend who went to the thing and gave you that you trust. So you have very much embraced the technology to empower your team and empower travelers. Whereas I think a lot of folks, they're just shaking in their boots. And it's not industry agnostic. As marketers, we're seeing similar things. I guess my follow-up question to that is, especially through the lens of marketing and social media, I get this sense, some of this is generational, but people want to travel to get the shot. Not really experience the thing anymore,
I think also in parallel though with the boom of all this AI, there is a group of people who want to build connections with people and create experiences that are actual personal relationships that carry them, through this experience, also to get the shot at the top of the mountain. But, there is a desire, I think you're uniquely positioned because there's a growing group of people who have this desire to talk to a human.
What are you seeing?
And that's what we embrace. Yeah. That's the key to it. And I think that's one thing that we continue to try to encourage is don't take the human aspect out of it. AI is never going to replace that human connection. And the one thing the AI always does is try to race you around a country and see everything way too quickly, where you're not connecting with any one place or people or finding anything that's lasting or meaningful, I should say, right? Trying to stand in a line for 90 minutes to get that shot. How are you supposed to connect with the place in a genuine way when you're standing amongst 200 other people waiting for the same shot?
Yeah. My greatest travel mishap, we had a hostel cancel on us in Paris, and that pivoted into like the most incredible 4 days of my life in San Sebastian, which became my favorite place in the world.
He talks about it all the time.
And without that like mishap happening and being able to pivot that like real time, I would have missed out on that. And AI can't plan against that. And like running against like, a pre-planned like generated experience that you're trying to execute against with no support from someone like you guys, you can't, you miss things.
What's the old Mike Tyson quote? Everybody's prepared until you get punched in the face.
Yeah.
Right. I think that goes with travel too, and the disruption. People think I'm crazy for liking disruption in travel. I love flight delays. I love cancellations. I love having to pivot because it's a problem-solving aspect and it leads to interesting stories and experiences that you didn't plan for. I.e., Cuba again. Right.
Yeah.
Different podcast.
Yeah, different podcast.
Brian's back to talk about Cuba.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the heels of that, as someone who travels yourself and owns an agency, helping people experience all the things that you have done or want to be doing, right? How do you separate the two? Can you? Do they ever get, or is it just one and the same at this point? Like, do you travel for fun?
Is the motor running when you're doing that?
Yeah.
This is a great question because I'm going to go back to the moment that my wife will forever remind me of. And it's turned into a metaphor in life now. We took a family trip from Paris down to Lucerne, Switzerland, down to Lake Como. And then I left and they went down to Rome. And we're sitting on the rooftop of our hotel overlooking Lake Como. Just her and I were having a drink on the roof overlooking Lake Como.
The most magical, romantic place on all the planet. Go on.
I can't wait for this.
And do you know what I said in that moment? I said, I can't wait to be able to do this one day. And she looked at me and she said, do you hear what you said? She's like, you're literally doing it. I'm like,
Wake up. So
to me, I wasn't in that moment because I was thinking ahead and how do I, like, what's next, right? How do I get is my family enjoying it? I'm always in travel planner mode and therefore in charge of the details and not really enjoying that moment. Yeah. So there's plenty of times throughout since that she goes, can you not wait to do this one day? And as we're doing something enjoyable. And I have to remember, I kind of have to step back and go, all of these things that I've been so fortunate to be able to do and experience myself, but as the planner, as the one not supposed, I'm not paying for it, they're paying for it. And I'm making sure that it's incredible for them. So it takes me a lot. This summer, I went on a solo ride up in Northern Ireland.
I saw
just
that.
myself and and that was different because I got to it was freedom from the rat race, but it was by myself on a bike. And I know when you're riding with Lemon Rock or on a motorcycle, and Brittany, but you're forced to be present. Right. There's no distractions of a phone. There's no distractions of other people unless you've got your Bluetooth in your ear, but at least you're forced to be present. You're forced to be in the moment. Mm-hmm. And that's what's really special about the biking and riding through a country. But it's not until then. This June was incredible for me because I was a solo rider on a solo trip and I was present.
Totally unlocked. Freedom unlocked. Yeah. Also, just great life metaphor. Go Carrie. We love Carrie. Keep this man in check. Yes.
Yep. Keeps me grounded.
Yep.
You need to be here. You need to be here now moment. I think everybody needs one to think about. And I'm glad that it was her that got to make that for you so that you can keep reminding yourself because we all need that.
Yeah.
For sure.
You mentioned riding motorcycles, which we now know is your latest endeavor with Lemon Rock Motorcycle Tours, helping curate motorcycle travel experiences for people through Ireland and UK. But I'm curious, did you get into that because you're a rider? Is this just like an extension of an interest? How did that come to be? Or do you, once again, do you separate the two, or we just, what brought you to that moment?
In my mind, it was always of interest, right? I started riding back when I was a kid in dirt bikes and stuff, but I didn't get a street bike until I moved to Boston and got bored of not having a car. But it wasn't until 2012 when I attended, it was actually the Inc. conference that we qualified for. It was down in Arizona, and there's an option to sign up for a Harley ride, and there's 27 of us that went. And so I really got back. I got biking in my blood after that that trip. Came back, bought myself a Harley, and there was after that I'm going, this is natural for us to do motorcycle tours over in Europe, or especially in Ireland where we were concentrated then. And I actually called a company over there and tried to work with them to sell motorcycle tours through Tenon. And it just didn't work because I was the only one who was behind it and the only one who could really craft these tours on a bike. So it didn't last very long. But it was really serendipitous because there was October of I was going to say 1924. It wasn't 1924. It was 2020, October 2023. And we had our managers meeting that morning, and on it I had new segments of the market. It was golf, motorcycles, and events, trying to get back into some of these more, instead of the independent trips, like let's get back into some specialized group stuff. And we didn't even get to it on the agenda. And it was an hour later, I got an email from the former owner of Lemon Rock saying, "We're selling the business. Would you be interested?" And it took me 2 minutes to respond and say, let's talk. Yeah. So I think it was always something that was it was ready. I was ripe to expand into, do the same tours that we offer through Ireland on, with 4 wheels. Let's do it on 2 wheels. Right. It's been a little bit different than expected with the market, but yeah, I mean, I think it was a combination. For me, it was the passion and purpose. Passion meets purpose, the perfect combination.
Yeah. If only you could be doing that one day, he said.
If I could if I could do that one day. Right.
Okay. We're at time.
21 minutes.
It's so fast.
That goes fast. Yeah.
Yes. We do have some rapid fire questions for you. So get ready. Okay. We're going to burn through these. Tell us a destination that continues to surprise you every time you visit.
I think the UK in general, because there's so much history and like these places that you go throughout the UK. I'm not going to say London, but you go out through even the UK being Wales and up into Scotland. There's such incredible areas that are just under-traveled and underappreciated that every time you go, you're stepping back in time. I love it every time.
Ooh, history. An up-and-coming destination you would suggest people put on their list.
Well, we just launched, this is a loaded question because we just launched Slovenia as our 19th featured destination across Europe 2 weeks ago. And that, keep an eye out for it because it is going to, it's going to be very popular. In fact, there was just an article that we were in Travel and Leisure that all 4 tour operators that they questioned all said Slovenia is the most up and coming destination.
Okay.
Little known Christian fact.
Well, yeah.
Big fan of Slovenia and Romania. Would love to go. Maybe I'll join you.
Okay.
There you go.
We got somebody else inviting themselves.
Let's do it.
What's one travel trend you think is overrated or you quietly avoid?
Oh, this one is maybe going to get me in trouble. Unpopular opinion here, but sustainability for the sake of marketing. So sustainability is all the buzz. Lots of people are buying into it because they want to promote themselves as being sustainable, but it's not until you go to like Iceland is truly sustainable, where everywhere else feels like a fraud. And so I don't think that Americans care enough about sustainability to pay the price that others are asking, and everybody thinks that the world cares. They just don't, and not yet. But go to Iceland and you'll appreciate it more than you'll ever know that you were interested in. Yeah.
Authenticity. I like it.
That's it.
What's your recommended suitcase or travel gear?
Oh, my new Noble luggage system. I'm a sucker for a good Instagram ad. And it's the one that has like the phone holder, the coffee holder. It's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Noble.
NOBL.
Okay.
I'm going to give a little plug there.
I like it. One motorcycle ride that never gets old, no matter how many times you drive it.
I'm going to be biased here and say not only just motorcycles, but going back to just Ireland and the bikes, Sleevely Cliffs up in County Donegal and the whole northwest region and even the north coast of Ireland. I think because it's so under-traveled and undiscovered beyond like tourists, the northwest area of Ireland is incredible.
Love it. Best way to beat jet lag?
Book the night before you arrive and guarantee that early check-in. I'm a non-believer in trying to power through the full first day exhausted, and I don't like sleeping in lobbies. It's worth the $200 or $300 to check in at 8 a.m. instead of sitting in that lobby until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's just book the night before.
Experienced traveler hack. Love this. Last question for you. What's one lesson you wish you would have known before entering the travel industry?
That it would lure you in time and time again, and the people that you meet along the way will forever be in your life, Brittany.
Aww.
That's you.
That.
That's you. Yeah.
It is I. Yes.
And everybody else. Yeah. Full circle moments. Yeah.
That's incredible. This was so fun. Thank you for sharing all your stories and updating us on all your new destinations. We're super pumped to drop the podcast. If you're listening, please subscribe and also go find our newsletter and subscribe. We have some really interesting, exciting pods dropping. Bryan, I can't thank you enough for coming on and your continued friendship, mentorship. I'm very excited to look at Slovenia now as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Another shameless plug. Go check out Lemon Rock and Tenon Tours.
That's right.
If you have any travel needs or you want to book a tour, check them out.
Yeah. Bryan's your man.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys. This has been fun. We'll see you soon.
Sounds good. Bye, everybody.
See ya.
All right. Bye.